Let me get straight to the point. The history of religion is a history of stupidity, cruelty, and of terror. I mean, it sounds hard, really, but you may say now, hey, Phil, come on, there's many religions and they are very different. You're absolutely right. There are many religions, but they all have one thing in common. They are all terribly wrong. And by all, I mean every one of them. And by terribly, I mean that it's almost tragic how religion seems to prevent people from thinking, and this is very, very bad.
Okay, two things again that he spoke of. Number one, he's not a history teacher, so he's not qualified any more than you or I, probably less than me, but any more than you and I on when it comes to the topic of religion and the history of religion. He's just, again, speaking out of just no authority, speaking with no authority on the subject at all. And then he makes a very bold statement saying that religion leads to people not thinking, or he says religion prevents people from thinking is the actual word he uses, the words he uses there. And he qualifies it. You know what a qualifying statement is? Listen for these, and I won't take the time to deal with every single one of them, but he qualifies it with, and this is very bad. So his qualification, again, has no evidence, it has no standard, it has nothing it's built upon. It's just, this is very bad. You know, this is not good. You know, it's really, really weak. We call it a straw man argument. But I took the time just to make a brief list, and then I made a briefer list so this whole YouTube video wouldn't be a list of the people who were great thinkers in the history of Christianity. Think back to 1175 to 1253. There's a guy named Robert Grosseteste in the first half of the 13th century, and he's considered the founder of scientific thought at Oxford. He affirmed that experiments should be used in order to verify a theory, testing its consequences, and added greatly to the development of the scientific method still used today. Nicole Oresime in 1323 to 1382, theologian and bishop. His many scientific contributions is the discovery to the curvature of light through atmospheric refraction. William Turner, sometimes he's called the father of English botany, was also an ornithologist. He was arrested for preaching in favor of the Reformation. So he's not even Catholic. He's a reformer who's willing to go to prison for the belief that God's word is powerful and strong and everybody should have access to it. Francis Bacon, 1561 to 1626, considered among the fathers of empiricism and is credited with establishing the inductive method of experimental science. Galileo, an Italian astronomer, physicist, engineer, philosopher, and mathematician who also played a major role in the scientific revolution during the Renaissance. A Christian. Blaise Pascal, well known for Pascal's law of physics in 1632 to 1662, also a Christian. One man once said, "Gravity explains the motions of the planet, but it cannot explain the planets in motion. God governs all things and knows all things. That is, or can be, done." He said that in the 1600s. His name was Isaac Newton, a prominent scientist during the scientific revolution, a physicist and the discoverer of gravity, a Christian. Johannes Kepler, 1571 to 1630, a prominent astronomer of the scientific revolution, discovered Kepler's law of planetary motion, also a Christian. Lisa Minter, a German, Phil, you should know her, was part of a team that discovered nuclear fission, for which part Otto Hahn won a Nobel Prize. Minter was born into a Jewish family in Vienna, but later converted to Christianity. She left her faith in Judaism and became a follower of Jesus. And she helped discover nuclear fission. But not only that, she was only the second woman to achieve a doctorate in physics from the University of Vienna and the first woman professor of physics in Germany before she was forced to leave during World War II. The chemical element miniaterium is named after her. She's a thinker and a Christian. Francis Collins, alive today, is a great example of somebody who's still thinking. He's a key scientist in the Human Genome Project, also